What is going on, y'all? Tech me out here, and we're back with another monthly favorites video. If you're not familiar with this format of video, basically what I like to do is share my faves of the month or over time in regards to tech items and non-tech items, movies, TV shows, all of that. Basically whatever I've been enjoying. All right, so with that said, let's talk about the very first item. This one right here. Hold on, let's get the little beauty guru head going. We got the Beats Studio Pros, y'all. First of all, the design. We got the Hershey's chocolate theme going, and I am here for this. The comfort with these is decent, but the thing that really gets me is the design. Like, honestly, keep it a buck. Beats really set the bar when it came to headphones. Like, I don't know, when Beats came out with their design, people were buying their headphones for the design over all else, you know? And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I feel like there was some influence there on the headphone market once they started like designing headphones that looked fashionable, you know? But nonetheless, that's a whole nother tangent. The Beats Studio Pros. These are the latest from Beats. These have active noise canceling. They're fairly comfortable, so they go over the ear like that. In addition to these having noise cancellation, they also have transparency mode, and these also have like 40 hours of listening time. So all in all, these are some headphones that I hardly ever have to charge. It does have USB-C for the charging method on these as well. But the thing that I like most with them is actually the spatial audio. For me, the noise cancellation,
bombastic side eye.
I feel like it just more so lowers my background noise versus muting my background noise, if that makes sense. I'm just looking for it to do more and it doesn't. But again, it's a look, but these are decent. All right, now that we talked about those things, let's talk about the next favorite item on my list, which actually, don't judge me, y'all. I've been in my little headphone bag. And the next one that I've been enjoying would be these right here, the Sony WF-1000XM5. Sony, I love you, baby, but woo, the names, Lord. Nonetheless, don't let that dictate how well these sound, because these top tier. So first, we got the beautiful case here. You know, it looks great. And I love that it's so slim and it's unique, you know, easy to like pocket or just carry in my hand. And they fit well also. Like, they have like these kind of like almost memory foam type tips. That might not be the correct term for them, but it's like that, where it basically kind of adapts to the shape of your ear. And this one also came with a lot of different ear tip options, but the sound quality on these, y'all. The sound quality is 10 out of 10. Like, the clarity of things is clear. It actually sounds better than these. You know, just saying, no shade, but they do. And the bass is pronounced, but not to the point that it overpowers the track and things like that. It basically silences my background noise to a point that, you know, I can't even hear myself singing or rapping to whatever I'm listening to. Now, battery life, these gave me about 8 hours, but 24 hours with the case. And it has quick charge, as do the Beats as well. So I got my on-ear pair and my in-ear pair, but truthfully, although I like these, you know, I do like the AirPod Maxes better for my on-ear. All in all, these definitely get a vote and recommendation from me. If you've been eyeing them, cop them. All right, next up, we got the Belkin charging stand. Now, this is something that I have been using at my desk. It's so minimal, and it's perfect for like, you know, putting my phone up here. It has MagSafe, so I can put my phone up here either in landscape mode or vertical. I do wish that it did tilt, because yeah, this is stuck in this orientation, like it doesn't move. But I found that the angle in which it kind of has it permanently at isn't bad. Especially with iOS 17, it kind of gives it this floating look so that the focus is more on the phone and less on what it's on. But like I said, I do have this at my desk right now, but I'm probably gonna honestly swap it out and put it in my bedroom. This one right here, y'all, this one surprised me. It's the iPad Pro 12.9 inch. The reason that this made the list for me is because I've always looked at like the 12.9 inch option as something that I didn't need. Like, to me, once I went that large in size, I'm like, I'm just gonna carry my laptop. It doesn't make sense for me to take a tablet that size. But what I found, y'all, is there's something different about having a screen this size that has a touch screen. I've really been enjoying this form factor. So oftentimes when I'm in my videos and I'm like reading my key points that I want to talk about of things in the video, I usually use my iPad mini. But lately I have been pulling out this one, y'all. I love that it's large enough for me to have two screens up here at once and comfortably use them. Of course, the speed and display up here is great as well. But I did have the Apple keyboard case with this, but it was just too heavy. Like, by that time, for real, I just wanted to carry my laptop. laptop. It just added too much weight. Like if I'm gonna carry my tablet, it has to be a lightweight setup. So what I ended up doing is actually buying this case here that you see on it. So I wanna say this is from ESR, I think that's the brand. It's so sleek and minimal, and it doesn't add much weight to it at all. It has a slot here on the side actually in which I can put my Apple Pencil and just kind of wrap it around so that the Apple Pencil isn't just sitting there exposed, because cases that I've had that were minimal like this and didn't have any protection for the pencil, I always lost that pencil. Oh my God. I could never keep up with it. But the fact that this wraps around it gives me some security. And then it actually gets, you know, out of the way when I need to pull the case back and use it, so I don't have to sacrifice anything in having this part up here. But it gives me like, I think 2 different orientations, nothing fancy, but it gives me some protection up here in a very sleek and stylish way. So that's a go for me, and honestly what I purchased it for. I do want a keyboard though that is about the weight of this. If y'all have some recommendations, please drop them down below. God knows, yeah. I can't do that case with this one. Not if I'm going somewhere. Around the house maybe, but heading out, I'm just gonna carry my laptop. But yeah, all in all, the 12.9-inch iPad, it's a need and there's a purpose, okay? Now while we're on the subject of Apple Pencils, I don't know if you've seen these, but if you have not, oh my gosh, it's super cute. So this one is actually like a silicone cover. It's not a skin or anything. And you just slide your pencil into it and it makes it look like an actual number 2 pencil. It even has the little cutout so that you can still do, you know, the side tap actions on the Apple Pencil. But I'm not gonna lie, this was a little tough to get on because it's like a very tight, snug fit. But once it's up there, you're golden. It does add a little bit of thickness, but not to the point that I, you know, don't want this type of sleeve on it. And it makes it easier to find, you know, when it's in my bag and stuff like that. It doesn't lose, you know, the magnetic option either, so it still can magnetically attach and you'll be just fine. All right, now a phone that I checked out recently and enjoyed is the Fold. So I was gonna do a whole dedicated review on this, but I didn't get to it, y'all. But it is a nice phone. The thing for me that sold me and sells me on this is its form factor. This kind of like square shape design for a foldable phone, this does it for me right here. I know that for me, when it comes to foldable devices, they're oftentimes more slender, like candy barish, and I find that I don't really like to use the cover display because it feels weird. But being this is more wider than narrow, I found that I actually like using the cover display up here. And I feel like I'm able to now use a foldable phone the way that I would want to use a foldable phone. Meaning that I then only, you know, have to open up the phone when I want to actually use a bigger screen versus me opening up the phone because I'm tired of using the cover screen. That's just me though. I know there have been some words or whatever about the battery up here and the bezels and the fact that it doesn't fully open until you kind of force it open. For me, they haven't been reasons enough for me to not get this phone or enjoy using it. So I really like it. And you know, it has the Pixel camera, which we already know delivers. But I do have the Galaxy Fold 5, the Galaxy Flip 5, the Nothing Phone 2, and the Samsung tablet, all which I need to, you know, get some more hands-on time with. So I'll be giving you my thoughts on those as I do, because I'm just curious if I'm going to enjoy any of those phones over this one. All right, now this next item right here. I've been looking for something that just would make filming a little bit more simpler and easier, because what you don't see is the setup that goes up behind the scenes to get what you do see. You know what I mean? For you to see this, it's sometimes anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour of a process to get things straight, and that's time consuming. So I want to improve the workflow, and I invested in a more stationary setup, and what I found was this option called GearTree. So it's basically a pole that extends between the floor and the ceiling, and it's not, you know, drilled into anything. It's just like tension, kind of keeping it in place, and it actually holds a lot because I have up there my 120D, I have my cameras, I have another light. I plan on putting a monitor up there that's a little bit larger than the one that I currently have, probably another camera, and just some other things. All in all, that thing is solid. It ain't going nowhere. I will say though, it does or did leave like some marks on the ceiling from where, you know, it is or where it was. But I will say, one thing that they don't say is their shipping is a bit on the longer side. It was a little, I guess, disappointing for me because I wasn't prepared for the ship time that I had because it didn't state that. So I was just assuming a week tops. But it took me a little over a month to get everything. And that was because it shipped from China, I wanna say. Even though it was one order, it came in 2 separate shipments. And the second shipment, for whatever reason, got sent back to the warehouse. And then they had to reship it again. But the customer service is great. But this GearTree, it's gonna be nice to be able to kind of just sit down and focus on just talking to you all versus trying to get everything set up and all of that jazz, like everything already be in place so I can just sit down, hit record, and speak. Oh, and that was the other bit, trying to figure out what pieces to get. I didn't know what I wanted it to look like, I just know what I needed, you know? So I will say plan it out, that's what I did. I actually took like a screenshot and planned out what I wanted it to look like in the end, and that helped me figure out which pieces I needed to purchase to get that. So what I purchased was their kit option, which had most of what I needed. I just had to grab a few additional pieces, but I don't know if they still carry that kit option that I had. I do know they have the desk option though. Nonetheless, it'll be linked below. All right, coming up next is my watch. I get so many questions either when I'm out or when I'm filming videos and my watch is shown about what watch I am wearing. So this one right here, y'all, is known as the Gucci Grip. I've actually had this for a while now, but it's a favorite for sure. Some people have said that it looks like a scale, which I definitely can see, but it's just so unique. It's almost like a bracelet and a watch for me. So we have our hour up here at the top, the minute below that, and then we have the date at the very bottom. Funny story, y'all, I was actually on a plane and I saw somebody coming down the aisle with this watch on. I had never seen a watch like this, y'all. And it just kept grabbing my attention. I just kept looking at it like, don't ask him what watch that is. Don't ask him what watch he's wearing. And next thing I know, word vomit. I'm like, excuse me, what watch is that? And he just was like, oh, you know, it's the Gucci Grip. Immediately, I looked it up, added it to my wish list, and boom, we are here today with it now. I have not regretted the purchase. Now, the one that I have is the 38mm option. They do offer it in a smaller size as well and other colors. All right, now this next one here, y'all, if you cannot tell by looking at it, I use this thing a lot. And it is an iPad / iPhone stand / probably even a Nintendo Switch stand. I've mentioned this before in my videos, but this is a favorite for sure. I just keep this honestly around the house in different rooms because, you know, when you get that FaceTime call or you're using your phone, or even if you're like in the kitchen and you're cooking and you know, need to see your phone and you don't want to lay it down, you can just prop it up on this stand. And it just makes it so easy and convenient and much better than having to look down on the countertop or table or whatever. You can have a little mount. And because it collapses so well, it makes it so travel friendly. So I love this thing. It even has a little rubber grip on the bottom so it kind of stays in place when it is on the table. And it has these kind of metal hinges here. So yeah, super versatile and definitely one of my favorites. It even has like the rubber here so your phone's not gonna get scratched up and stays in place, but there we go, a little resistance. Like the piece is missing over there, y'all. I don't even know where that piece is. This was from Satechi. Yeah, Satechi makes really good accessories too. Now it's time to get into one of my favorite categories, bags. So the first one that I have is this one here, and it's LuLulemon. The reason I like this one is because it's really versatile. So like it folds like this, so I can keep it nice and small. It has a decent amount of pockets as well. So we got one here in the front and like a little magnetic clasp here, and then a pocket along the front, then a pocket along the back also. And then when you unzip it at the top here, it just has one large pocket inside with a pocket along the back. So you got your selection here, but it's not like overkill, you know? So I tend to wear this just like over the shoulder. You can also wear it as a crossbody comfortably. And I like the fact that it's so collapsible. So like if I wanna put this in my suitcase, I can easily carry it with me. I'm not sure the model of this, but it'll be linked below. All right, now this next bag, y'all, I ain't even gonna lie. I threw it in this video, but it's new. Like I haven't even popped the plastic, you know? But nonetheless, y'all, this here is from, probably about to butcher the name, Hogoekpessou. I'm so sorry if I mispronounced it. Nonetheless, this one right here, it just, the design is so unique. Just get into the details. And the fact that it is black and gold. I love the gold accents on this one. So we have on the front here, it actually has a clock that works You press these two buttons here and it opens like that. And we have beautiful blue inside, which just adds like a nice little pop. It's the straps too for me. Like, they are freaking little hands. Look at that. Oh my God, that is so cute. It's the attention to detail here. I just haven't seen a bag designed like this. I don't even know if she still has it available, but she has some nice bags in general on her website. But I know this was a pre-order and limited quantity. So nonetheless, you should check her bags out. She makes some really great bags. I will say, depending on the time that you order, shipping can be a little, you know, delayed, but customer service is great. So. Now let's talk about the movies and TV shows that I've been on lately. Movies. I don't think I've really seen any movies lately. The TV shows. Lately, I've been watching Lincoln Lawyer. That's been good. That's on Netflix. I don't even know how to really describe it, but the storyline is good. It keeps you engaged. Shameless, I think that's one. It keeps you going from the moment that it comes on. Like, it's not one of those that has to warm up. So it's definitely gonna grab your attention from the jump. Music though, it's not even really about what I'm listening to, but it's more about who I saw. Well, if you don't know, because I actually did a whole video on it, that's how impressed I was. I recently saw Beyonce. I went to the Renaissance concert. Yeah, from the music to the performance to the tech in the show, I don't think got enough attention. She was giving tech me out with the show. Even her outfit, one of her outfits, I think in her Vegas show, she had like cables and all that stuff on her dress. And her earrings were cell phones. Like, I'm here for it. I love it. I was just amazed at the production. Yeah, it's an experience, and it's one that I will go to time and time again. And I love the fact that she had her daughter on stage. Like, it just makes you smile because you can feel her pride. And even seeing Blue kind of blossom over time. Like when she first came out at her first show, she was a little bit more timid than what she was when we saw her. I would love to know personally what it takes to get a show that grand going. It was a lot going on, from the Les twins to doing the little ping pong move back and forth thingy. Not even a ping pong move, but I don't know how you could describe it. And like when she did Church Girl, they had like these white dresses that had this kind of thing go over it and change the look of them to be colorful. It was just so much attention to detail. And I love that it created like a safe space for everyone to enjoy themselves from all walks of life and to be free with how you dress and who you are. I appreciate what she does in her art. And I think other creatives can align with that as well. That's gonna be my music category. That's it right there in a nutshell. But definitely feel free to reach out to me down in the comments here, as well as on IG. And until the next one, y'all, as always, thanks for taking the time out to let me tech you out.